Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. It is my favorite video to do every single year, and it is Crocktober. This year, Jen's Scratch Made Kitchen is once again sponsoring this collaboration. So for the entire month of October, we have a whole lineup of great crockpot recipes. So be sure to check out my playlist with all of those great recipes. And there will be a giveaway from Jen's Scratch Made Kitchen on November 2nd. So be sure to check out her channel for all the details, and I'll put those links on the description. But without further ado, I am making Crockpot Scalloped potatoes and ham. We have made this from the time I was a kid, and it is a favorite of ours whenever we have leftover ham. This is one of those dishes that my mom would take that leftover ham and turn it into an easy weeknight meal for her. So here we go. This recipe is really quick to assemble. You're gonna need 4 cups of leftover ham. You can use deli ham, but because it's so heavily processed, this dish tends to be a lot less juicy. So I'd stick with just leftover cooked ham. You're gonna need salt and pepper. Then use a bunch of potatoes that you have. You want between 8 and 12 potatoes, but you can use however many you have for your family. And whatever is languishing in your pantry, you can peel them. You don't have to peel them, totally up to you. And then you're gonna want a can of cream of chicken soup mix, as well as 1 soup can of milk. You'll need some dry mustard powder along with a diced onion, just a nice medium, a good hefty onion there. Not a super huge one, but a medium-sized onion. And then you're gonna need 2 cups of cheese. You can use cheddar cheese, you can use American cheese. Today I'm using American pepper jack because that's what I have, and I have it all shredded here. And we're just going to prep everything and put it in the crock pot. And the crock pot size is probably 6 to 8 quarts, depending on how many people you're feeding. You're not gonna want a 4 quart, but 6 to 8 quarts seems to do pretty well for us. If you want to grease your crock pot, you can. You don't have to. It might make cleanup easier. They also have those crock pot liners. I don't use them. My mom uses them. She loves them. You can use that as well if you want easy cleanup. So I sliced all my potatoes. This was level 3 on the Pampered Chef mandolin. So I think that's probably the thickest that you can get. You do not need to use a mandolin. It does make the job easier and more consistent, so they cook all of that at the same time, but I've used a knife for many, many years. So just toss it into the pot here. And then I'm going to add the 4 cups of diced ham. If you have more ham, by all means add it in if you like it more meaty. And if you don't, that's fine too. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty full, Art. And then I'm adding my 2 cups of pepper jack cheese to this.
Does it need to be pepper jack?
No, it can be cheddar, it can be American, it can be pretty much whatever you guys like. Something that's a good melting cheese. I guess that would probably be the biggest thing to remember. 1 diced onion. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of mustard powder. Oops, stuck in there. Okay. And then salt and pepper to however you like it. I don't add a ton of salt to this just because the ham is so salty. I do tend to add a little bit more pepper. Again, if you want a measurement, it's probably going to be a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. I just shake until I feel like it's about the right amount. That looks good. And then I'm going to add a can of cream of chicken soup. If you don't have cream of chicken, you can do cream of mushroom, you can do cream of celery. Use whatever you like. In here, I like cream of chicken, and that's what I had today. So that's what I'm using. Ugh. Great sound effects here.
Hi, Daniel.
And then just take your soup can and fill it up with some milk. And then add that in. The big stool's already outside, honey. Thank you. All right, so everything's in the pot now. I'm just gonna take this spatula and start trying to mix it in. And this was just the right amount of potatoes. I didn't measure my potatoes. I just took about 8 big potatoes. And
we were wondering if we were going to need more, but obviously we are not going to need any more.
That's a full load. And this will feed 10 of us. There might be room for extras too. It just depends on how hungry the kids are and what you're gonna serve along with this. One of my favorite things to serve along with it is applesauce. Applesauce and a nice tossed salad just kind of rounds it all out. Makes it taste good. The kids are always happy with this meal. And what I'm trying to do here is you'll see the potatoes kind of stick together a little bit. I'm trying to pull those apart so there's no, they don't get
Doubled up.
They cook faster because they're not stuck together. So that's why I'm just trying to stir everything in. And my mother-in-law, I used to layer this. I never stirred it. And then one day I made this for my in-laws and she came over and she started stirring it. And I said, what are you doing? And she told me why. I'm like, oh, that was brilliant. So, word to the wise, if you have a mother-in-law, listen to her. She has some good tips for you. All right, I think that's probably good. Now, it is noontime, and I'm gonna turn this on high because I really wanna make sure those potatoes are cooked. So on high, I'm gonna say it takes 5 to 6 hours. It might be a little less, so just watch it. If you wanna put it on low, it'll take a good 8 or 9 hours. And that's it, we're just going to just cover it and let it cook, and I'll show you how it looks when it's all done and we're ready to eat. Ooh, the cheese is already melting. That one didn't take too long. And it smells good too already. Oh, yum. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, wow, steamed up the camera. I think I do that every single time. Hang on, folks. All right, I will try to keep my distance here so the camera doesn't get too steamed up. But you can see it's really nice and crunchy around the edges. This actually ended up cooking on high because we've just been busy today. That this cooked for 6 hours on high, which is a little bit longer than I normally keep it. So it's a little extra toasty. But you can see all that juice from the ham and just makes it super yummy. And I'm just gonna dish that right out into a bowl because it's so juicy. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can not make a mess. Oh, this smells so amazing. Does it look good? Yeah.
Mom, hi, Mama.
There you go. Let's see. What is in there, Hannah?
Soup.
Soup, but what is that?
Potato.
A mashed potato? Well, it's not mashed. It's just a potato. And what is that right there?
Ham.
Ham. I think you're going to enjoy that. All right, there it is. Scalloped potatoes and ham in the crock pot, a staple for our family, and I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget about the November 2nd giveaway at Jen's Scratch Made Kitchen. All those details are in the description, and the printable link for this recipe you can also find down in the description. Thanks so much for coming along. Be sure to check out the entire playlist of Crocktober because there's going to be lots of videos coming all October. So subscribe, follow along the fun, and be inspired. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye!